Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, welcome to the show. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, for the best audience in the world, we have the most amazing and best guests, which we do today, a wonderful interview on the show. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys get a chance, be sure to refer the show to your friends, neighbors, relatives. Tell them to go to thecvpn.com. That's ChrisVossPodcastNetwork.com. You can see 7 different podcasts we have there, and you can subscribe to all of them. And guess what? For a limited time, they are free. So get in now while you still can. Anyway, we're going to the CEDIA show, CEDIA show, for those of you who want to Google it, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this coming week of September 9th. It's today, and it's going to be this week. So if you get a chance, if you're at the CEDIA show, watch for the Chris Voss Show to be there. We'll be doing booth interviews from a number of different people over several days. And, of course, we'll be talking to all sorts of people, having on the podcast. You are going to learn so much about really cool, exciting, innovative technology that's coming out. It's going to blow your freaking mind. This is kind of like I like to call it the CS show in Denver. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. It's kind of there. It's the preview of what's coming for all your good Christmas gifts and all that cool stuff, I guess. So we have a most excellent guest on the show today. Let me introduce him. It's Craig Szmania. And Craig is the Regional Business Development Head for 2N. That's the company we're going to be talking about today. Craig is responsible for North American 2N business, including long-term strategy, team leadership, product that needs development. Actually, I should say product needs development. But products does need development. Customer growth and business execution. He has 18 years, count them, of experience in the security industry, in intrusion, access control, video and IP-based solutions, and previously held top executive positions at GE. You may have heard of those guys. UTC Security and NAPCO Security. 2N, the company we're going to be talking about today, is an access company. It's an industry leader engaged in the development and manufacture of access control systems, including audiovisual IP intercoms, IP answering units, and IP access control units since January 2018. 2N and Access Communications have joined forces in the U.S. and Canada to offer solutions for a smarter, safer world. Welcome to the show, Craig. How you doing there, buddy?
Hi, Chris. It's great to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
Awesome sauce. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing you guys at CEDIA. Trying to find your booth. Do you guys know the booth number off the top of your... Oh, it's 4403 is the booth number that we'll be visiting with you guys, and that'll be pretty exciting.
Great. Yep.
So if you're going to CEDIA.com, check them out. Go to the booth number, hunt them down, and you can also go to 2N as in Nancy, USA.com. That's 2NUSA.com. So Craig, wow, man, what an intro. Do you feel like did we do you good on the intro there?
I tell you, that was awesome. I think we should stop now and move on. I'm not sure I could get any better.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. That's a great show. We'll see you.
It's great. It's great being here, Chris. We look forward to being on your show, and we hear great things about it and seen it, and so it's great to be part of it.
I've heard some things about my show too, but it's going to be fun to see you guys at CEDIA. You guys are going to have a big booth. How big is the booth you guys are going to have there at CEDIA? What do you guys got going on?
We have a big booth at CEDIA, a 10 by 20 booth. We'll have all of our equipment in there. We have 7 different intercom families that we'll be presenting, along with all of our other solutions and showing you how it fits into the different verticals. So we're looking forward to seeing all the people in CEDIA.
Now, the majority of your business is B2B, so you guys are working with companies that want to take and, I believe, launch products. Exactly? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we sell, and we'll get into a background maybe of who 2N is, because we're not a household name today, but we should be. Okay. And your show will help us get there.
Yeah, you guys will be on. You guys will be on the Late Show with Colbert later on. I'm sure from this.
I think it's the launching pad for us.
It is. Yeah.
So 2N, we sell IP-based products. Our main product line are intercom, sold into all different segments of the industry, sold globally, and CEDIA gives us an opportunity to get out and tell our customer base, and people don't know who we are, people maybe have done work with us in the past, tell them about the new solutions that we have. So we're looking forward to the week in Denver at CEDIA.
Awesome sauce. It's going to be fun. This is a huge show. Now, you guys have a portfolio of intercoms and answering units. Give us a little bit of rundown on how that works and 2N, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, sure. So backing up a little bit, 2N is a 29-year-old company. We're headquartered out of Prague, the Czech Republic. We started off as a telephony products-based company, and we've morphed into IP solutions since then. And again, our main product lines are IP intercoms and access control. So we have 7 different families of intercoms. So 7 different product lines of intercoms, one to fit really every application there is in the marketplace. If it's from schools, where we do a tremendous amount of work with K through 12 or universities, industrial applications, commercial buildings, big office buildings, small mom and pop shops, one office complex. We'll do healthcare and everything in between. So any application you have for an intercom, 2N can do.
Nice.
Again, we've been around for 29 years. We've only been in North American market since 2015 in earnest. Mm-hmm. But in that time, we've grown dramatically. We're the #1 IP intercom company in North America, as well as in Europe. So, and we've grown that way really because of our technology and the service and support that we give people. It isn't really because of our marketing prowess, although we're going to change that with your show, but it's really the technology that drives our success.
So you guys make solutions for commercial buildings, schools, and multi-user residential buildings. What sort of solutions do you offer in those different segments?
Yeah, Chris, we have solutions really for any application that you have out there. If it's in schools or public buildings, in the government space, in healthcare, in the MDU space. So let me define those a little bit there for you. So in schools, obviously a huge push and a big concern is verifying who comes into a school campus or a school building. So you want to make sure the people that are getting into those schools are the people you want into those schools. So using a 2N solution, 2N intercom, to not only audio but video verify who you're letting into the space is critical. And you can tie that together with key fobs, for verification, access control cards, Bluetooth apps, and that type of thing. Again, just to ensure who you're letting into your campus. And that could be the same for any campus, if it's an industrial or commercial or school campus.
We're definitely getting to that point where I can see that's being a huge thing, because most of these facilities are getting a lockdown. I remember as an employer, I was concerned about, having disgruntled employees when we lay them off come back angry at the company and stuff. So I can see how there's a huge market for that these days, especially in America.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see it on the news every day, and you want to make sure that who you're letting into your facility is the right person, and that they have the proper authority to get into that space. So that's one of our solutions that allows the end user and the integrator who's installing it for the end user to put in the appropriate solution for that location. From awesome. A government standpoint, we're dealing with all the major, we call them the 3-letter agencies. You can guess what they are, but we deal with all of those, as well as state and local government authorities for all their locations. And that ranges from industrial sites to healthcare clinics to office buildings and city buildings, for the mayor and the other facilities within the local locality.
And I know a lot of technology companies have a lot of security just because they don't want their secrets, of course, getting out. They don't want their competitors seeing their stuff. They don't want, people in their buildings. I remember going to a Google facility one time and, whoa, holy crap. I think they strip searched me. It was worse than TSA.
So we do business with some of those types of companies as well. It's very rigorous to get your products approved through all the different levels of approval that need to happen from IT and and the other departments that really sign off on ensuring the integrity of their network, so that you're not putting anything on the network that's going to interfere with a major business like that. But we do business in that sector as well. The healthcare sector is becoming a fast-growing segment for us in hospitals and clinics around the country, and not only for access control and again securing who you're letting into the facility, but for other unique applications where you're maybe watching patients and how they're doing in their individual rooms. Well, you want to do it with a level of privacy.
Yeah.
So you can do that with products that Axis also supplies.
Yeah, and besides, no nurse station wants to see the back end of me walking around with the, that thing you're wearing hanging out. So.
That's kind of the second comment on strip searching and you naked. So
I don't know what's going on there. I just get so excited by this technology. It's so amazing. So you guys are doing this and putting these things together. What sort of market strategy you guys are going after to put this out there, develop the U.S. market, all that good stuff?
Yep, great question. So we're part of the Axis organization. It was mentioned earlier, but in 2016 we were acquired by Axis Communications, the leader in IP cameras and videos globally. And as part of that, we follow their go-to-market channel strategy. So it's a two-step channel strategy. It's easy for me to say. So we sell through distribution. We have 7 different distributors in North America, and they provide products through to our dealers who provide solutions to the end users. So our team, we work with end users and A&Es, that's architects and engineers who specify projects, and integrators and dealers to make sure that we're supporting them and servicing them and giving them the solutions that they need. And then they go and buy that through our distribution channel. We spend a majority of our time out in the field working with, big property owners or dealers and integrators in different cities to ensure that they have the solutions they need in their quiver to go out and meet the needs of their end users.
It's just amazing how much technology needs to go into everything, especially when you're building buildings now. In Vegas, I remember, this is a long time ago, but they built a new courthouse, and I don't know what happened, but like no one planned for the electronic parts of the courthouse, like the computers and the wiring for the computers, the security systems. And so they literally built the whole bloody thing, and somebody was like, then they started installing computers, and they're like, hey man, there's no room to run the cable, and the phones, and all the intercoms, all that stuff. And so they literally had to like destroy different parts of the place because they had to add like 2 feet to each floor, and it screwed up the elevator system. It was a mess, but they had to, basically had to rebuild the whole building to make, get 2 feet clearance on each floor so they could run all the cabling. So yeah, architects need to really think about this.
They need to think about it. They need to think about it. And in the good old days, and I'm not talking that long ago, 4 or 5 years ago, intercoms were kind of an afterthought. Mm-hmm. And they would finish a project just like you described, and they'd say, oh gee, we need an intercom. Today, it's a totally different world with intercoms for a couple of reasons. One, intercoms are morphing from the good old days, being an analog product going from point to point, where you used to use it to call your brother in the room upstairs and harass your mother in the kitchen and all that. Today, as I was describing, now they're part of a well thought out security solution for any major campus. And they really are a key point to that security solution, because it is one of the points that the people come in contact with and actually communicate with and touch and work, as opposed to something else in the building like the camera, where people aren't interacting with it from a proactive standpoint. So verification of who the people are coming into the locations is very important.
So do you guys have any, when people are verifying, is it just by eye, or is there some software or some sort of database that's integrated?
Right. So one of our key points, and why 2N has been so successful, is that we integrate with everybody. And we have one of my colleagues says we play well with others.
Oh.
And it's true. So we do play well with others. So we integrate with all the other solutions in the marketplace. So there are a lot of facial recognition and those types of solutions in the market where we can integrate seamlessly with them. We integrate with all the major brands in the marketplace, from access control and Cisco for telephony solutions, Avaya, and all the others, access cameras, of course. So that allows us and the end user and the dealer together to build a solution that makes sense for their needs, and pull in, if they need facial recognition capability, they can pull that into the solution.
Awesome.
And we will work with it. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, facial recognition is going to be becoming huge. I think Apple tomorrow announces some more facial integration into their thing. At least that's the rumor. Let's put it that way. I've learned the hard way about predicting what Apple's going to do on its iPhone launch day. But we're told, or the rumor is, let's put it that way, is that there's going to be some additional stuff there. Certainly, it's pretty amazing, some of the different things. We just installed here at the house in a product review a system that's light switches and it's IoT and everything else. And one of the features of it is intercom.
Sure.
And I got a little giggle off it because I'm like, wow, intercom, like you mentioned, I remember the old push button with the bad speaker. OS got them out, and that sort of stuff. But I can see how nowadays, you need the security features there. You need the identification there. There's a lot of, assets when it comes to protecting assets, I guess, if you will. So what are some of the benefits of collaborating with you guys?
Yeah. First and foremost, it's our openness. So again, we have dozens of partners out in the marketplace in different fields that we can integrate with. We're ONVIF approved, we're SIP approved, WEGAN approved. So we could communicate with any of the major solutions that a building owner might employ. Our service and support, and this has been one of the great benefits of becoming part of the Access organization. It's a big organization, it's a billion-dollar company, and we have Access has award-winning tech support in place that now we are part of. So if you buy a 2N product and you need tech support, you're calling up the Access tech support line and you will have help immediately to solve whatever issues you have. So that's been a huge success. Our ability to bring value in several different areas to, again, the end user and our dealer base, I think is second to none. And it really starts with our technology. We really have, it's easy for me to say, but we really have award-winning, industry-leading technology in all of the different parameters of intercoms. We tie that in together with the Access award-winning tech support. We're very affordable and competitive from a cost standpoint. And so we put that all together, and I think the value proposition is there. And that's the reason why we've grown in 4 years from really nowhere in North America to being the #1 IP intercom company in North America.
That's pretty cool. And I guess you guys are promoted as a leader in the IP market. What do you think the reason is the #1 you guys are so competitive?
Yeah. So a couple aspects of that. One, we are an IP-based company. So we're not an analog company. We didn't start off as an analog company, and now we're trying to morph into an IP company. We started off as an IP company, so all of our technology is basic in that. Two, the whole marketplace, and even today, has been in the intercom space, has been analog, and it's morphing to IP. We've seen the same thing, and Access led the charge in this over the last 10 years of moving cameras from analog to IP. Now intercoms are moving from analog to IP. Mm-hmm. And we are positioned, and it's a great position to be in. We have the best technology in the IP space.
Wow.
So to get today, 30%, this is IHS numbers, 30% of the market is IP, 70% is analog, but it's predicted over the next 5 years that will totally flip, and it'll be 70% IP, 30% analog. And so we have the best technology in the space. We're positioned with great tech support. So we think we're in a great position to take advantage.
Well, this is going to be awesome. It sounds like you guys are right on the edge of disrupting an industry that's moving from analog to digital. So that's going to be great for you guys, especially when you're leading the market and leading the charge. It sounds like it's one of those things that a lot of companies just kind of overlook, like intercoms are the whole world, and you guys are cutting edge on the new technology and bringing it forward.
Yeah, it's kind of it's frankly, you don't grow up saying I want to be an intercom salesperson when I grow up. You know, it's a niche little market. It's a little part of it. It's actually a pretty big market. It's a growing market. And now it's really becoming, again, an integral part of the security solution for many facilities. So we take pride in that. We take pride in bringing the best technologies to the industry. And you know, it's a good spot to be in.
Yeah, I'm waiting till they automate, disrupt me, and turn me into, like, I don't know, an IB. I might be already. You don't know, especially if you're just listening to the show right now. I could just be an AI being. But no, this is going to be really cool. And you're right. Security is a huge thing. And with the craziness of this world, with stealing of company secrets, all that sort of good stuff, privacy, you know, keeping a secure world and knowing who's coming in out of your facilities and what's going on is a huge thing. And I don't see it getting any, you know, easier where everyone's like, yeah, just come in, don't worry about it. I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially where we have schools now that are on lockdown. I know that even with, you know, when things happen in the area where criminals running around and the police are chasing them, our schools here in America locked down because, you know, we don't want the kids to have, we don't want them going to the schools. And so there's a lot of things that get locked down when the police are chasing someone, especially like in LA. Chases are almost daily there. It's crazy. We
saw just recently down in Texas, there was an Army base down there. Unfortunately, it was attacked through a gate, and
really?
Wow. People were on the inside. So again, securing all kinds of campuses. I've kind of pushed the education campus, but it's really any campus. It's industrial campuses, military bases, it's large office buildings. All of those today, in today's world, need to be secured.
Yeah.
There's another aspect of our business I'll throw out to you is the MDU space, and it stands for multi-dwelling units. Mm-hmm. And this could be residential in apartments and condos, high-rise, gated communities, small MDU buildings in New York, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And then and some of what they're looking for from a technology standpoint today, they're looking to building owners in particular are looking for a way to differentiate themselves from others and add value to all the tenants that are paying the price to live in their buildings. So they're looking for high-tech solutions that look great, that can bring them all kinds of value add. So what we've done in that space, we have a great solution, and I'm going to hold up I don't know if you can see this on the webcast, but I'm going to hold up a little diagram here. This is, right. Can you see that all right? So this, right there, this on this side is a building. We've probably all seen that. There's about 4 or 5 devices attached to the building.
Looks like something in New York.
Exactly. This was taken in New York. It doesn't look great. It has, 4 or 5 different devices. All of those devices needed to have been purchased. And then all of those devices needed to have been installed. And now they have to be maintained by having a different person come in and maintain each one. Wow. So the cost is tremendous, and the functionality is not there in that all these solutions are talking to one another. So in the 2N world, we can replace all that with one device. This is a picture of our Versa, which is our high-end product. Mm-hmm. It's a modular product, a high HD camera, audio, and the bottom unit can be replaced with 14 different units where you have Bluetooth or fingerprint or a virtual touchscreen where you can scroll through 10,000 different users and call them. So from an MDU standpoint, that's one of the big drivers and trends in the marketplace is to combine all those devices, bring all these solutions together so that it's simple for the homeowner, it's cost effective for the dealer and the end user, and it doesn't cost a fortune to maintain.
Awesome sauce. Now, you brought up the multi-unit dwellings. I just saw a story on CNN, I think it was in the last week, where this I think it was an 84-year-old guy was driving up from Florida on weekends, and I guess because he looked trustworthy, some of the multi-unit dwellings in New York were letting him in, the door guys, and he was robbing the places. He just find one where the guy was at home, he's at work or something. He's robbing. I think he made like $400,000 or $500,000 away, and he'd been doing this for like years. And he's just like, rob some places in New York, and they're just like, it's a 4-year-old guy, he won't rob the place. So definitely security is a big deal. I was just blown away by the story. I was like, really?
Security is huge. 84-year-old guy from Florida. I happen to live in Florida. That was not me. You
don't look 84.
Well, I'm pushing that, but it's something to think of for a future job, I guess. But
yeah, and definitely, it's embarrassing if you're the multi-dwelling unit thing. So you definitely want to get a hold of 2N and check out their stuff. Now, you guys are FAA approved, evidently.
We are FAA approved. It's one of those 3-letter agencies that we do work with, and many of the others. So we're also TAA compliant, which is Trade Act authorization compliant, which means that the federal government can use our products as they're manufactured in a NATO-friendly country. So all of our products are manufactured in the Czech Republic, part of NATO. So we qualify for that, and again qualify if any of the integrators and dealers are out there are looking at doing a government installation, then we're compliant with needs there.
That's awesome, because I imagine airports need a lot of security and stuff. You can't go roaming around, and if you are, you're probably going to be in trouble or looking for trouble. So that's probably really important. I know that one of the things that we see with the airports is, they're ultra secure. You don't kid around. Do you guys do anything in Las Vegas yet? Oh, I know the security systems in Las Vegas are freaking huge. Like, you can't step on a property without being facially recognized, basically.
Always remember you're being videotaped in frankly any big city, or especially in Las Vegas. So we do quite a bit of business in Las Vegas in different areas, casinos, schools. We're looking at doing something at the airport today. We do business in other airports around the country. So again, it's one of those things. 2N isn't a household name, but our products are probably around most of your viewers and listeners here.
Awesome sauce. Now, cabling, you guys do cabling, and what about LTE cellular technology?
Yeah, we came out just recently with our products are PoE based, so it's one cable, the plug in, and you're good to go. So that's one of the key cost competitive features we have with our products. There's no back end server needed or any of that. The smarts are all in our devices. I just happen to have one of them right here.
Oh, there you go.
So you can see how thin it is.
Yeah, it's nice looking.
This is a intercom and a 10,000 user access control system.
That's way better than those systems you showed earlier. And I've seen the big boxes that you're just like, wow, what's this made in 1960? That looks really nice.
Nothing else is needed. You plug a PoE cable in, plug it in your network, GUI to it, you're good to go. You have reports and all that. So we just came out with a new version of this, which is the world's first LTE, so cellular-based intercom. So we have a lot of applications where, we're talking about airports earlier, where maybe you have a remote gate that's 1,000 yards away, and there's no PoE cable run to that gate, but you want to control access control to it. So now we have a cellular-based product. You put it there, you need 12-volt power, that's it. And there's always power around a gate because you have to open a gate. Yeah. So you can draw off of that, put in the intercom. Now you're communicating cellularly back to your network, just as if it was hardwired in. So it's the industry's first. So we're looking forward to great things out of that as well.
You know, Las Vegas has a lot of gated communities. In fact, it's pretty much all gated communities. That would be a great thing to have. Normally, they just have like your little crappy intercom. But yeah, you guys would have a huge up market in that area, because Vegas is a huge security place. There's a lot of, the problem with Vegas is, people, it's an addictive place. So if you're into addictive, bad stuff, you're doing that, and then you end up trying to rob people's homes. And so they have huge gated communities where you've got to check in and all that good stuff. And yeah, some of the panels are old, some of them are newer, but still the technology is pretty old. But that's a pretty slick looking device you got there. I should walk around with that and just be like, this is my phone. I'll be like, where's the apps? But no, I imagine in buildings that are older, maybe they don't have the cabling and they don't want to tear half a wall out to get the cabling. That cellular LTE technology works pretty good for them. Absolutely. So it has a lot of different applications. So it just came out as of the 15th of, July 1st. July 1st it came out. So we just launched that in North America. So again, we're seeing some great reception to that. I'm looking forward to it in the marketplace. And I'm sure 5G will even make it better. 5G is really going to change technology and everything else when it comes down to it, just for the speed of it. You guys will be able to have a robot attached to it, walking around going, "Do you want it?" It's really amazing how 5G is just going to enable a lot of that stuff. I mean, once I get 5G on my phone from AT&T, who sends us phones, I'm expecting it to walk on its own. I don't have to carry it anymore. That's how much I'm giving 5G. But no, that's cool that you guys have that technology, because I know how much it is, how much of a pain it is when you've got to, like, we took over with our office spaces years ago, old buildings, and we'd be like, we've got to run telecommunications through this, and we've got to run like 30 amp wiring through here so we can power stuff. And this building was built in the 60s, and I'm not sure how we're going to do it. And it could be a nightmare. And so being able to not have to wire something or find power, well, you have to find power, but like you say, you can find it by a gate, but just to be able to find the stuff and get the wires where they need to go, sometimes it can be crazy. So that gives you a huge up thing where you can take and get it all going on, and everything with you guys in 2N and Axis. Research development is a key factor in modern production today. What's the future you guys see in R&D development, or what do you guys do to handle that segment? Yeah, very good. So first of all, we put, and this was one of the reasons we married together with Axis, because we were very similar from a culture standpoint. We put 30% of our resources, 30% of our people at 2N are in R&D. So again, we've been driven from a technology standpoint. What we want to do is come to market with the best solutions and best products, and then we rely on Chris Voss and others to get the word out into the world. Our expertise really is on the technology side. So we're driving new technologies and new products every day. We came out with the LTE, the first one in the marketplace. We're coming out with a product next year called the Style, which will revolutionize, in our minds, the intercom space. Again, back on the MDU, high-end enterprise commercial buildings as well. It's about an 18-inch by 12-inch display panel. It's about a half-inch thick, all glass, looks phenomenal. You'll be able to use that as your intercom, scroll through it to find anyone you want. You could load any kind of app on it, pictures, directions, have it as a map for your building, whatever you want to do with it. It's a solution that we think will fit in well with our current client base, as well as any enterprise level or MDU, high-end MDU market. That's awesome, man. Yeah. You got a multifaceted, multifunctional device, and you can just sit there and I've seen a few of these, like at CES show and NEB show this year, where they had different multifunctional displays. None of them did intercoms, but they had different functions. It was like playing with a giant iPhone. It was wonderful. I was like, I don't really want to see anybody here. I just want to play with this and see what it does. And they even had stuff where you could blow up pictures and you could see stuff. It was crazy, all the stuff that they had on them. And the future is going to be really cool. The future is really bright, people.
And the key to that is, I mean, you could put a tablet on a wall today, but a tablet, it does not have the capabilities nor the robustness to maintain itself in a commercial world. They weren't made for doing that. So taking that and making it into a robust commercial product is really the science behind it. And so we're 90% done with that. So we're pretty excited about that.
That's going to be awesome, Sauce. 1/3 of your company is focused on R&D. That's going to keep you guys on the cutting edge. And I'm sure there's more to go. I mean, just when I think the technology is done, like I'm learning a lot new today about intercoms. When I think technology is done, I'm like, I think they've done everything now.
Yeah.
There's something new. And it's that old, I think it's Moore's Law or something. You can always get better and better and better and better and better and better. I used to say that with my companies. There's always a way to make something better. Even when you think like, okay, well, we've made that better. There's always a way to make something better. With technology just getting smaller and smaller, more efficient, it's crazy. And then of course with LTE technology and 5G coming, it's going to be an amazing, weird world.
And the key to that, and you know this because you own businesses and have owned businesses, is listening to your customer. And we like to think, and again, I'll attribute this to Axis more than 2N, but Axis is awesome at doing voice of customer events and bringing in their partners and listening to them as to where do we need to go in the marketplace. And that is the reason why Axis is in the position they are in today, being number one in their space. And we like to think it's the reason why we're in our position, is because we listen to our customers, we try to react to it, we try to be reasonable into it, and make sure that we set the right expectations with them. But we're always looking for the next thing we need to do to provide value to our customers. And so that's the gist of it, of 2N. That's who we are.
Awesome, Sauce. Anything more we need to know about you guys and what you guys are doing at 2NUSA.com?
No, I would say, we're very happy to be on the Chris Voss Show today. Thank you very much for that opportunity. We continue to grow in the marketplace. We're number one in North America today because of our partners, and we look forward to supporting them with the next generation technologies that we're developing, and we'll see everybody at CEDIA.
Awesome, Sauce. CEDIA is going to be a most excellent show this year. We're really excited to put this down, guys. You can check them out at 2NUSA.com. You can get all the different information there. If you're going to be at CEDIA, go to booth number 4403, and you're going to be able to see all the cool stuff they have. We'll be there. I think it's the 12th, 13th, and 14th, I believe, for the show. And you'll be tour around, meet the folks there. They'll have the technology set up so you can take and tour the booth. We'll, of course, have the podcast at the booth. I think we're going to be there at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're around, say hello to the show as well. But we'll be interviewing some great people there at the show, videotaping the booth, and then it will be put out that night on the interwebs. So if you're following the CEDIA hashtag, CEDIA, pound CEDIA 19, pound CEDIA 2019. Watch for that. They should be trending pretty well. And you'll be able to see the video of the booth, be able to see what they do. So if you don't make the show, you can tune into the show without being there. I don't think CEDIA is going to appreciate me. They're like, we want people to pay to come to the show, Chris. But if for any reason you don't make it, the plane doesn't, whatever, then you can check it out and everything else. And of course, you can go to this website, reach out to them if you need help and all that good stuff. I'm excited to check out the technology on it and everything else. So thanks for being on the show today, Craig. We certainly appreciate it. It's been fun and we've learned a lot. The technology is just, wow, man, crazy. It's going different places. So thanks so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys being here. We certainly appreciate you guys listening to the show. Be sure to give us a review on iTunes and other different places. Refer the show to your friends, neighbors, relatives. Get them listening to the show because, it's a family. Go to thecvpn.com or Chris Voss Podcast Network.com and join the family. I sound like a mafia thing, like it's going to be like a thing. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys. Watch for our CEDIA coverage this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Denver, Colorado. Say hello to the show, and be sure to go see the good folks at 2N as well. And check them all out. Push all the buttons, check out their booth, kick the tires, and see what they're doing. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys next time.